what I wanted to speak about this week in Chewing the Cud is the recall. Gavin Newsom, what's happening there? Dave, you're a big Californian Democrat. Give us your insight into this.
No, I mean, the election's going to be what it is. Whoever it is going to just come with a platform, right? Come with a plan and be able to execute on it. I don't know, how much experience Caitlyn has, in terms of government work, but we'll wait and see. Again, the person's got to have a plan, and they've got to be able to execute.
Yeah, I think what was interesting is that 2.1 million people voted to recall Newsom. Of that, they had to get the 1.5 million, I think it was, to hit it. So they were looking for numbers. But they were saying over 35% of the people voted for him were actually Democrats. But this shows how many people with small businesses that were closed down. And I think what sort of shoot him himself in the foot was the fact that, his little businesses were somehow allowed to open. And that day he was caught having the big jolly up with the doctors and that, everyone else stayed at home. But it's not just him. It's like all politicians seem to make the rules and don't stick by them. But that really worked against them. And then now you've got Arnie Schwarzenegger coming out. He was the last governor from the Republican Party to win, and that was on a same in a recount type thing, But what's interesting about this is it's like, who's running against them but Caitlyn Jenner? Give the users a bit of background about that, Dave?
No, like I said, I don't think she's got any background in government. I think she's just, running, I don't know, because she thinks she can do a better job. And so again, but I mean, it's, having a plan is one thing, but you need the connections. You need to be able to come in, and you need to be able to convince people and bring people across the aisle and get things done. So that remains to be seen. As you said, there were some bonehead maneuvers, in terms of, public examples. I mean, we were talking about face masks on Zoom earlier, and yeah, of course, it doesn't make sense in terms of, you catching or spreading anything on a Zoom call, but it's an example. It's an example that you're setting. So by example, there were some, like I said, some bonehead moves by Newsom and some inconsistent application of the rules in terms of who should close and who should open and when. And so people are frustrated.
Let's see if we can add this. Then this is Bruce Jenner right now. So this is
not right now.
Yeah, but obviously no, it's not right now. But look at this is back in the 1976 Olympics. If you look at Bruce Jenner in 1976, he probably is like the best specimen of a man you'd see. He looks like some sort of bronze Adonis.
Al, what does this have to do with politics?
It's not really. It's chewing the cud. It's information about what's happening. This is Bruce Jenner right now in 1976, and he's obviously transitioned to become a Caitlyn Jenner, the first trans person to actually run for a high political position. And that in itself, it sort of opens, it breaks down barriers as well. And I think a place like California is one of these first places that can do this, But if you actually look at this anti-trans bills in America right now, so let's look at these states, both excluding transgender, youth from athletics and other anti-trans bills: Arizona, Colorado, it says including all three types of bills, restricting area to access. So it just goes to show you, even in places like America now, Pennsylvania anti-trans bills. So these are bills put up there. This is pretty amazing, really, Access to healthcare in Florida. That is unbelievable, actually. But I know there's different rights. But in terms of disability rights, etc., there's different disabilities in terms of, people with Down syndrome can't marry people who are also with Down syndrome, because this can affect their rights as well to access disability rights that they've already receiving. Weird little laws that things have to change. And I think anything that people are marginalized it's never a good thing, you know. And California is the best place to do it. And so, you know, I've spoken. Yeah, but it's true. California is a good place for this to happen. You know, it's just like people shouldn't be forced to be marginalized for anything they do, you know? I don't think. It's difficult to talk about for a lot of people, you know. It's like, how do we talk about this and bring it up there as well? But it's good to talk about it. And it's just, it's, you know, and I think it's when people start to focus on stories and people being marginalized and people being pushed to the side, it's just like, you know, it's just the world going forward doesn't want that. I think the new generation doesn't want that as well, you know. I think it's the younger people want these things to change, an opportunity to be there as well. So, you know, Caitlyn Jenner.
I'm just, you know, we're looking for the time when it stops becoming a novelty and it gets back to the question of, can this person do the job? That's what it should be about. And it's not a matter of, you know, of pushing aside or not pushing aside, but I mean, like you said, it becomes more and more commonplace, and people have an equal footing in terms of a chance to get up and get elected and take their shot.
So yeah, so that's us talking about transgender rights, Caitlyn Jenner, wind turbines. Shep's got the Biden 2020 hat on as well, you know. There you go. 2024 for Biden as well, potentially. With that, he's already the oldest president. He would be the oldest president plus 4.
Yep.
But that's it. Age is only a number now, anyway, guys. You know what I mean? It doesn't actually mean anything, you know. So
Not
it's
really.
good to see older guys push the boundary, because as we get to that age, then you know we still can sort of be in the game, as they say. So, well, thanks very much for today. It's been a bit all over the shop as usual, guys, but, you know, we spoke about that, did the demonstration on the platform, a bit of a pitch deck and what we're up to, a little bit about Caitlyn Jenner and Gavin Newsom, and we'll see how they get on going forward, and we'll bring other things up. So, thanks again then, guys. Mm-hmm.
Could you do one more thing?
Yeah.
Could you sing that song one more time? Because you did freeze a little bit. If you could sing the song one more time, I think you'll be able to cut it in.
Yeah.
Plus, I just want to hear you sing again.
Just sing the song down. We've got loads of good songs. Was it? You are a Ouija, a dirty Ouija. You're only happy on Gyro Day. Your ma's a stealer, your pa's a dealer. Please don't take my hubcaps away. We've done so many good songs to sing, you know. But that was what I love. That was my favourite one to sing, you know. And the other one they would sing is, in your Glasgow slums, you look in a bucket for something to eat. You find a dead rat and you think it's a treat. In your Glasgow slums. And then we would sing that, but then you've got to remember, like, there's 20,000 of us singing that to them, and they've got 20,000 back. And if you go down to their stadium, he's even better, because they've got like 50,000 singing and screaming at you know. So it was always good. You miss that in sport in America. You don't have that same local rivalry where you've got like a big away support turning up, you know.